Do you want to last longer? If the answer is yes, this is the video for you. I'm talking about sim racing. Daniel Morad here, and in this video, I want to go over 5 key areas of your body that you may encounter some pain while driving or sim racing, and how we can learn to avoid those little aches and pains for extended periods of time so you can last longer in your rig. We'll break it down into key body parts or areas of your body, starting from the lower body and working our way up. We'll go from ankle pain, shin, calf pain, maybe even feet, how we can sort that out, knees, up through the lower back. We're gonna work on our hands and wrists, and then finish off with our shoulders. So let's jump into the rig and we'll go over the 5 key areas, and hopefully by the end of this, you have no more pain while sim racing.
Starting with the lower body, you may have pain in your feet, your ankles, your shins, your calves. Let's break that first part down into 4 different aspects, and we'll try to make it as simple as possible. Starting with the feet, if you feel like you have pain on the bottom of your feet, if you're wearing shoes, I mean, you really shouldn't, but the problem is with shoes, you lose the feeling and the sensitivity in the sim racing pedal. So I always prefer to go with socks. And the problem with socks is there's no cushioning or padding on the bottom of socks. Not to make this an ad or anything, but Moradness sim racing socks, linked in the description, they're meant for sim racing. There's rubber little pads on the bottom of the socks. They have grip, they have cushioning. It really helps with the 2 issues that you have in sim racing: foot fatigue on the bottom of your foot and loss of sensitivity. You get the sensitivity, you don't get the fatigue. It's a win-win. Moving on to your ankles, you may have issues with your ankles, shin, or calves because your pedals may not be set up correctly. If you feel like you're really cramped and your ankles are kind of pulled towards your body and the tips of your toes are coming towards you, it's most likely because the pedal angle is too steep and you have to pull your feet back. So you'll get pain in your ankles or in your shins. Now, if the pedals are too far away from you, you may run into an issue where when you're pushing the throttle or the brake down and you're reaching for it, you're going to get strain and a pain in the back of your calf and the back of your leg. So make sure that if you have calf pain, bring those pedals back towards you. If you have ankle or shin pain, make sure you tip those pedals away from you a little bit, and that should help eliminate your lower body pain. Now, moving on to your knees, this is a really common area where you may experience pain, especially in your braking knee. The reason for that could be a misalignment in the way you're lining yourself up with the pedals. So you always want to make sure that your hips and your knees are in line with your pedals. So if you're using a throttle and a brake, sometimes you may have an offset. If you do have an offset and you have a clutch on the left side, just make sure that you're aligning your body straight on with the pedals. Or if you can move your pedals across a little bit more to open that up and get that alignment a little bit straighter onto the brake and the throttle, then that will help eliminate the pain, specifically in the braking leg, because whether you use right foot or left foot, if you're not lined up, you're using a lot of force. And imagine if your joints are not lined up, you're going to create excessive pain and strain on your joints. So just make sure that you're lining yourself up with those pedals nice and square, and you should eliminate all knee pain in the future. Now, moving up a little bit further on the body, let's talk about lower back pain. This is something that I struggle with. Being in this position, hunched over and kind of in this seat, it's not the most ergonomically friendly position, but you can mitigate that with reducing that gap in your lower back in the lumbar section Typically, what happens when you're driving is when you brake, your back actually pops off the seat, right? There's a little pocket, and when you brake, all the pressure's in your upper back and in your leg, and you tend to arch your back. So that constant arching and pushing and moving creates a lot of strain on your lower back. To help mitigate that, there's two things you can do. Number one, align yourself so that your legs are roughly at a 90-degree angle with your torso. That's going to really help keep the stability in the lower back and make sure that you're not overly working the back. If you're too stretched, you can actually just practice this at home right now while you're watching this. If you sit down and you kind of like extend yourself out and you get rid of this angle in your legs to back, you'll actually feel that arch in your lower back. Now on the other side of it, if you're too cramped up, then you're going to be straining and pulling your lower back. So you want to make sure you have that nice balance between just too much arch or too much curling in your lower back. And that's going to help eliminate the lower back pain, as well as potentially even in your bucket seats, removing some of the padding in the back or the material of your seat and inserting some memory foam. That's what I actually do with this seat. I've inserted some memory foam in the lower back area just to make sure that I limit how much of a gap there is in my lumbar area of my back. So hopefully that helps for you and it eliminates your back pain. Let's talk about your hands and wrists. We'll start with the hands and move to the wrists. I think the hands, it's an easy one. Death grip, as we know it in the racing community. When you're gripping the wheel and you're really, really squeezing it, you tend to get a lot of fatigue in your hands. Now, again, not really meant to be an ad. You can use any kind of glove. It just so happens that we have Moradna sim racing gloves. Again, they're going to be in the description. So if you're interested in that, you can take a look. But the gloves tend to help because there's cushioning on them and there's actually grip. So you don't have to death grip the wheel when you're sweating. You can just have a nice loose grip. And when I'm driving, I actually drive with my palms. I don't drive with my fingers. I actually just squeeze my palms into the grip of the wheel. And I use my thumbs to hook, and my fingers are nice and loose. So I'm actually not even squeezing with my fingers. I'm more so pushing with my palms into the wheel, and that's going to help me feel all the little details in the wheel with the force feedback while keeping my hands free and feeling the wheel move within my hands and palms. It's also not going to fatigue my fingers and have that death grip situation where you can't take your hands off the wheel, you get the claw. So hopefully I think that's a really useful tip, just kind of pressing your hands into the wheel, using your thumbs to hook and support yourself, and then just being free with the wheel and just letting the wheel do its thing. And you're more so just guiding it. You don't want to grip it and squeeze. You just lose the feeling and the sensitivity. Now moving to the wrist. This is a little bit more in-depth and detailed. I feel like with the wrist, it can be hurting in two different ways, either the top or the bottom. And most of the time that's due to wheel angle. If you feel like you're grabbing the wheel like this, where it's maybe too angled, then it could be creating pain on the top of your wrist when you're turning. And on the other side, if you're too low with your steering wheel, then maybe you're going to create some strain on the bottom. It could even be inverse. It could be that if it's too low, you're feeling pain there. Just try to play with it. Depending on where you're feeling the pain, just keep adjusting either the height or the angle of the steering wheel. And I feel like everyone's different. For me, I find that I'm nice and square with my forearm and my wrist into my wheel. And when I'm pressing, I'm not grabbing like this. I'm more so just pressing, hooking my thumbs, and just letting my fingers rest on the steering wheel. And that's how I basically eliminate all my wrist pain and my hand pain. Now, finally, let's move to the last area where I feel like you may have some fatigue, and that's your shoulder area. This is all due to, two things. wheel distance away from you, okay? If it's too far away, you're activating your shoulders a lot more. So if you can do this yourself. Drive like this, drive like that, not even drive, just sit there, put your arms out and kind of squeeze your arms and try to turn. You're gonna feel your shoulders really, really engaged. Now, if you go too close, then you're gonna start to use your chest a lot more and you might feel a bit cramped. So you wanna get to the point, you can see like I'm not really reaching that much. I have a 90-degree bend in my arms, really, really comfortable. And when I'm turning, I'm not really using my shoulders per se 100%. I'm using my chest, my shoulders, my back. It's a nice balance between big muscle groups. So I don't really fatigue in my shoulder area because I have a nice balance between all my big muscles. My big muscles. So yeah, basically just having the distance right. And then finally, let's talk about height. So it can actually play into your wrist positioning as well and the wrist fatigue. But if you're too high with it, you may be using too much your shoulder. And if it's too low, it may be using some awkward muscles. So try to find a nice position with your hands where you're kind of balancing out your muscle group usage. I find that in terms of wheel height, it's just at the top of my shoulder. So the top of my wheel arrives more or less at the top of my shoulder, and that's a nice, comfortable position for me. When I'm driving, I think my palm is more or less in line. So everything is in line and there's a lot of alignment. I think that's the key. Not just with your car, but with your body. You want to make sure everything's aligned nice and straight so you're not creating any unnecessary strain and pain on your body.
I really hope this helps you guys last longer. Of course, that's the key of this video. Helping you last longer, enjoy yourself while racing, and really eliminate as much body pain as possible. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know down below. If you have any questions in terms of ergonomics or anything I didn't cover in this video, let me know. I'll try to be as active and engaged in the comments as possible. And I really hope I can hear from you guys. If you liked it as well, I said like a lot. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.